Hey guys, how's it going? So today we are talking about the switch I've made from from Kyrian to Venthyr. I've put some background video of me playing some RBGs, completely unrelated. I'm still Kyrian in this video. Um, I figured a couple of you guys were kind of asking me to put something more interesting than me running around. So, I'm happy to try it out. If you like this type of thing, if this is more, just cool to watch in the background and look at, I think this is a 28, 2700 MMR RBG, which we lost. So, you can see the losers POV, which, not fun for anyone to watch. Um, let me know. Let me know if you like this format. So, why did I switch to Venthyr? Obviously, I made that video regarding Venthyr vs Kyrian. I think that was a week and a half ago. Maybe it was a week ago. I don't know. Time's sort of blurring, right? So, I have been playing Warrior Mage Paladin as my main team on my main, right? Main team on my main. Yeah, it still works. And I have like one of the big things we've been struggling against is a lot of plate teams like Ret Warrior, HPAL, um, not really Turbo, but Turbos can be difficult. Stuff like Kitty Cleave with a HPAL, a lot of melee cleaves with a healer like a HPAL, right? Because HPALs are the main healer. And it felt like Spear there, like just wasn't creating enough pressure while also not really giving us too much in terms of switching to the healer. After the nerf to Paladins, which wasn't that big, mainly Divine Favor, and the, you know, 23% nerf to Triune, which still feels like Triune still feels crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still really big, and a roughly 10% damage nerf to Combustion. In my head, it kind of felt like, look, it might be worth or smart to sort of get more single target pressure and to sort of try my best to respect the polymorphs a lot more, right? It felt like a lot of the times I was breaking polymorphs with the spear, or I would spear in my burst window, right? I had to go and, I had to use a whole bunch of different cooldowns uh, with a spear up and we want to poly, the off target, let's say we're versing a turbo, right? And I throw the spear down on the shaman, and obviously the warrior's next to the shaman, so we can't really poly the warrior to get like a really good go where he can't intervene. So that's always a bit awkward. Um, which I think could have been solved with better setups, but in my head, look, it's kind of worth looking at what's the other option there. Like we have this option where we can um, go and just pump something with condemns and do huge swaps, and that's I guess the main idea. The main idea for me was, look, if I can get massive swaps onto H-Pals with combustion and condemn damage and have higher uptime with death sentence against like windwalkers and those types of things, I'm definitely going to take that chance and try it out. And that's the main thing I want to say. And obviously, I'm going to have my thoughts coming out probably end of this week, depending on how the queues go, because we haven't queued since the nerf. Been busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff, have to do some IRL stuff, all this kind of stuff, and obviously today we can't queue because I have to get my renown up to max. I want to talk a little bit about that once it's finished. My hypothesis is we'll probably do a lot better into the cleaves that we were struggling against, but maybe comps like RMP might be harder because I don't think Condemn really adds much to RMP. If anything, it probably removes something because you can't execute when they're cloaked, right? Um, you can't use Condemn on that. So you'd have to, and like a lot of the times I feel like I one-shot rogues with like Unhinged and Condemn and stuff like that. So um, I think generally what I'm trying to get at here is that this is a choice based on the spec of kind of or the comp we're playing, and how I sort of see Venthyr being much better for our comp at the moment. The other thing that I'm kind of worried about before I do big Qs into it, and what I think will be an issue, is the fact that um, the the file is one thing which can be replaced by um, what's it called? An emblem, like a battle master, but you do lose like 4% haste doing that, so that's also pretty painful to use. You get more strength though, so it probably balances out in the longer run. But generally, I think I am a little bit worried about versing huge setup comps without the protection that Kyrian Spear gives you defensively. In regards to being able to spear a feral and all this kind of stuff, right? Um, but I think this will just force us to play more setup oriented and really cross our CC before kind of combusting and doing a go. I do think it's optimal in those scenarios, and a lot of the issues that we had killing stuff was, look, we would get gripped in and we'd be forced our go, and then I'd use spear on the two melee, and maybe I forced their personals, right? But I wouldn't force enough cooldowns, and it wasn't a clean enough go that people are actually falling over and dying. So um, I think that spear is still insanely good in the majority of melee caster matchups, even Thunder. I think it's still good in Mage Warrior. I think it's still really good in double melee. So if you're somebody who's playing a whole bunch of different comps this season, then I actually do think Kyrian's probably better for that. For my main warrior, which is playing a single comp pretty much the entire season, I don't really see it changing. I don't necessarily think that it's worth me staying Kyrian. The final point with this, right? It's not going to be a super long video. Um, is that with Kyrian, I can always swap back to Kyrian, and it'll like by the end of reset, it'll take 2 or 3 days, but then I'm back to Kyrian, and there's no real change. But seeing if Venthyr works kind of mid-season and trying it for a couple of weeks, um, in my opinion, will just help us a whole bunch in kind of at least closing that door. Maybe Kyrian is the play, but without actually testing it and trying it out, it's going to be really, really hard to know. Uh, and I guess that sort of concludes the video on why I swapped. I just wanted to make a video because I know people are going to ask a whole bunch of questions on why I'm playing Venthyr. Is it better than Kyrian? Should I swap? Um, all this kind of stuff. Swap if you want to swap. If you want something new, try it out. To be honest, the catch up system is pretty good. So you get caught up on renown in like maybe 10 or 11 hours of playing and doing renown activities, whether it's arena or dungeons. You will like you'll have all your conduits transfer over. You'll have to do the campaign, which is annoying, right? Which is maybe 3 or 4 hours of your time. But after you do that, there's not too much you actually have to get caught up on. Um, the other thing is that you keep all the progress you made in your main covenant before you switched. And that only takes, I think, 2 days to swap between covenants that you were in previously. So honestly, the losses aren't as big as you think. So maybe give it a go. If you're feeling a bit stuck, you're feeling a bit bored with what you're currently playing, try it out. Let me know how you go. Have a whole bunch of videos coming out over the next couple days. This was a little bit of a I like to post daily at the moment, and I think it's just I like to keep up that consistency. So sometimes I need a video that's a bit easier for me to make. We had an insane stream, so for everyone who was there, thank you so much. Big thanks to Prodigy for those 20 gifted subs. That's massive, huge support. This weekend, I will absolutely 100% be buying a good microphone, so don't you worry about that. We'll get that sorted out. Um, we'll sort out all this great stuff and continue on that. I'm really looking forward to improving the quality of these videos. Someone said, hey, put some BG background stuff instead of you running around. So that's what I did. If you have anything else, other improvements I can add to this, please let me know. Obviously, I'm sort of constrained by my video editing skills, which are very limited. As this grows, and we hit 2K subs as well. I didn't even mention that. As this grows, um, I'm going to continue to invest more into improving the quality of videos, maybe hiring or getting some more editors in, all this kind of good stuff. By the time this is out, I'll probably be streaming in a couple hours as well. So if you want to watch any gameplay live, I'm going to be learning Condemn in a whole bunch of twos. I'm going to be doing lots of dungeons and all this other crap. So if you want to pop in, ask any questions, talk to me about anything that's going on with you in game, in real life, feel free. Feel free. sounding board for you. So go ahead. Anyway, that sort of concludes the video. If you're interested in joining our Discord community, where we post a whole bunch of resources and have a pretty good community there now, it's actually awesome. Heaps of warriors there to ask questions to. It's not just me when it's like asking a question. It's a whole bunch of other people too that are helping out. So I think that sort of ends it. And this was really good timing. It kind of, the BG ended, and the video is sort of over too. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.